All right. So.
All right.
All right. Still recording. Still recording there. All right. Here we go. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in for another episode of the Tina and Anderson Show. This is episode 30. If you're still listening, thank you. We appreciate it. We really, really do. I think it feels at this time in our show, once we get doing more and more and more, it kind of gets a little bit stressful. We want to grow a little bit faster, and we're trying to grow faster and faster. And we can't control that. So, but we still love doing this, and we're still just like, talking about these topics. So we're going to keep doing it and just not worry about the numbers, not worry about the follows. And we're just going to be appreciative for the people who do follow us and the people who do comment and, and all of that stuff. So we appreciate it. Thank you so much. So, episode 30. So we're on to 30s now. Mm-hmm. And so if you don't know us, I'm Anderson. This is my wife, Tina. Hey. And we do a show where we talk about family, children, parenting, legacy, and we speak against feminism and the red pill, because we do believe that traditional marriage is the best way to live your marriage, because we live it. And we go by the Bible and what the Bible teaches about marriage, because we do believe that it works. Mm-hmm. We know a lot of people don't agree with that, and that's okay. Yep. But on today's episode, we're going to talk about something interesting. We're going to talk about emotional affairs. Uh-huh. Now, this was an affair, but it might have started as an emotional affair first.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah. So, as most of you know, that's called what is it called? The Coldplay affair or something like that. Coldplay. So concert. He was a CEO and she was the head of HR for their company, and they literally got caught having an affair at the concert. And Coldplay called it out. The lead singer, he's like, they're either having an affair or they're shy. Man, yeah, it's pretty sad how that happened.
And then it went viral.
Yeah, and it went viral. Everybody was doing parodies of it. It was pretty hilarious. I'm sure most of you listening or watching know what we're talking about. But if you don't know what the story is, he was the CEO of a company and she was the head of HR, and they were having an affair. They're both married. They're both married to other people.
And I think that, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think that was like a company outing.
Yeah, it was a company outing, and
the whole thing's so awkward.
Yeah, very awkward. And the thing is they pretty much broke their family. They ruined their family because they're both married to other people. I think she had like a couple of kids, and he had I think 3 boys or something like that.
They embarrassed themselves. Yeah. They embarrassed their spouse. They embarrassed their kids.
And the collateral damage that caused
is the kids.
that caused because it's all over the internet.
Mm-hmm. It's like, what they say, once
internet.
It's on the internet, it's always there. It's there for life. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, and it just can't, the embarrassment and the shame that his wife and, probably soon to be ex-wife and his children must feel. Mm-hmm. Same thing with her husband, ex-husband, and her children. The embarrassment and shame they must feel. And it's just really bad. And I'm sure it started off some innocent flirting
in the office,
probably some time together. Probably late hours at the office. Same thing with her. He's spending more time with her than he's spending with his wife.
Isn't there statistics on like most affairs happen?
Yeah, work.
At work.
At work.
Yeah, because you're spending, I mean, your work day is probably at least 8 hours, sometimes longer. So it's like 8 hours a day. That's much longer than you spend with your spouse.
Yeah.
Unless you work with your spouse.
Bro, yeah. Which my boss works with his spouse.
Works out nice.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just really sad because that's how it started. It started with them just talking. Maybe he started complaining about his wife to her. Maybe she started complaining about her husband to him. That's how it starts.
Yeah.
And then they literally just he's no longer working for the company, so he lost his job.
That's nuts.
He lost his wife, probably his kids, his job. She probably doesn't want to be with him anymore because of the embarrassment it caused.
Yeah,
because she's dealing with her own stuff, with her divorce and her losing her husband, and hasn't said anything about if she lost her job. I'm not sure.
I mean that, and we're also. I mean, did you really hear that they both are getting a divorce? I mean, that could just be an assumption too.
Yeah,
they might not be.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Man, that's crazy when you have a high profile job, because I know many guys who've gotten divorced, but they never lost their job over it. Now that's insane to lose your job over. It's just because I think it was because he was a CEO and it just was plastered all over the internet.
I mean, who knows
it's just not good for the company.
What the policies were too.
Yeah,
like
they
you
probably
can't date anybody. They probably broke some sort of a policy.
Yeah,
company policy, something.
Yeah, they must have broke some type of company policy with that too. It's probably policies that she upheld. She was the head of HR.
And like you assume because it was like so public, that the embarrassment alone would want them to get a divorce. But then you look at something like Bill and Hillary Clinton. How public was that?
Yeah.
And they never got a divorce.
I think the assumption there is...
We're assuming.
I think the assumption that there is because they're a political family. He was the president, the wife. It would just make things look worse.
It would look bad.
Yeah, so I think
the
that's
affair
why,
didn't look bad.
Yeah, I think most people who are married in politics, they probably just stay married for the look.
Yeah.
But that's a whole other podcast. We're not going to get into that.
Yeah, we're not getting into that.
But we're going to segue into this Reddit story, and we're going to talk about what's going on with this woman here and her husband. It says here, my husband had an emotional affair, and I'm struggling to move on. So about a month ago, I had a weird feeling. My husband was asleep, so I looked at his phone, and at first, nothing seemed out of the ordinary. Then I checked his deleted messages, and boom, tons of messages with someone who works for him.
Again.
I then check our phone account, and he had deleted an hour-long phone conversation with her from hours earlier while I was putting our two young kids to bed. He had even hung up when I came outside, then called her back. I read through the messages, and it was constant talking, a little flirting, even let's take this conversation to Snapchat. Where I found she is his best friend. I don't know what that means, best friend on Snapchat. Maybe that's a streak going. I don't know.
Right.
I immediately woke him up and confronted him. We had a hard conversation. He promised nothing physical had happened between them, and that it was just a friendship he knew was wrong because it was a female. The next day I asked him about a business trip they had taken together, and he tells me they kissed.
No.
But he stopped it and nothing more happened.
Oh, he stopped it.
I then asked him about a work social event a month prior, and if he was really with who he was, if he really was with who he said he was.
What the heck?
If he really
It's
was
like a
with,
tongue twister
if he
for
really
you.
was with who he said he was
with. Okay.
right? No, he wasn't. He was driving around with her while she vented about her own marriage.
See? Man, it's so like.
Do I know what I'm talking about, guys? Or do I
Seriously.
know what I'm talking about?
God, all
right.
the wrong steps.
I'm telling you. So the next day, I checked his phone records from a business trip he was on without her, and he called her more than he called me at all hours of the night.
Oh man, this is bad.
He said he ended it with her, and he deeply regretted it, but I can't get over it. He said he's not even attracted to her, which, okay.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. I think that's a lie.
That's a blatant lie, probably amongst many other lies.
He works with her every single day, but he loves his job. Is it fair for me to say you need to find a new job for me to feel secure in our relationship? Also, I don't think so. Also, as a side note, 2 weeks prior to me finding out about this emotional affair, I had confronted him about how I thought he seemed unhappy in our relationship and suggested counseling. He blew me off, and our phone records say he then went out and called her.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, this is a big situation here.
But this one isn't just an emotional affair. He kissed her.
Yeah, he did.
That's
She said it
physical.
was never physical. Kissing is physical.
Yeah.
And let's just benefit of the doubt. Let's just say he was telling the truth. He stopped it. Even if he stopped it, he still went in. He was curious. He had a feeling, and he said he's not attracted to her, but he kissed her. Yeah, that's a big emotional
not
affair
attracted.
that if she never confronted him, would have gone physical.
Well, more physical.
She's trusting in him. She's trusting him, venting about her marriage. And I'm assuming he was doing the same thing when she confronted him about counseling and how he seemed unhappy. He right away went and called her.
Right. So he was talking about his wife to her.
Yeah.
This is what this does. It creates space for somebody else to move in. When like you're not, there was clearly things that this married couple needed to be talking about and addressing. And instead of doing that, they created space in between each other for someone else to jump in.
Right.
And that's like exactly what happened.
Yeah.
I just can't, man.
Yeah.
I would be mortified to find out that like you were talking to another woman that much.
No.
I mean, you don't even talk to any other women, like on the phone, whatever. You work in a mostly male-dominated field, anyways.
Yeah.
But like, I'm just like, that is so heartbreaking.
Yeah, it is.
You know, to know that he could have chosen to hang out with her,
Right.
talk with her,
Right.
vent with her. And instead, he chose the other woman.
So
It's just, man,
let's
that's hard.
Yeah, let's address a couple of things. The first one is she did notice something. So this is a wife that cares about her marriage and cares about her husband.
Mm-hmm.
She noticed he was unhappy.
She wanted to fix it right
wanted
away.
to fix it
Right away.
That should tell him that he has a good woman.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good woman right there.
Well, she
And I
values
hope-
marriage.
I hope, hopefully he sees that, right? Because she's not doing what that other woman is doing
At the
and calling
Coldplay
another
concert?
guy and complaining about her husband. No, she confronted him. You seem unhappy. Should we go to marriage counseling? I want to work on this. right? And the other thing that I want to address is how. Sorry, it just lost me. I just lost. What was the other point?
The other thing I wanted to address. How many things were there you wanted to address?
There was two. There was two. But let me go back to that then, and hopefully that comes back. So when you have a spouse that anybody that, whether you feel there's something wrong with your marriage, and if something, or even if you feel like nothing is wrong with your marriage, if your spouse brings something up saying like you seem unhappy or they seem unhappy, like let's try marriage counseling, do it. Do it. Even if you feel like there's nothing wrong. Because if your spouse does, then that means you gotta be on the same page. You're not on the same page. If your spouse feels like there's something wrong with the marriage and you don't, you're not on the same page.
Yeah, clearly you're missing something.
Yeah. Whether you feel like you're on the right page and she needs to get on your page, or you're on the wrong page and you need to get on her page. And that's nothing you both can decide without counseling.
That's why when you involve counseling, you're involving a third person,
Right.
who's, like totally biased.
Yeah.
Like she's not on anybody's side or he's not on anybody's side, and it's just to like give you tools on like how to figure this out, how to communicate,
Right.
where to start.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just like a third person coming in just to like mediate the conversation or whatever situation. You know?
Not talk to another person of the opposite sex.
No.
Who is also having issues in their marriage.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeesh.
I want to see if I look at this, if I can figure out what was the other point that I wanted to bring up.
That's why you need your notes.
Yeah.
I thought you did notes.
Nah, I didn't. I should have had notes, but I didn't. So, how it's crazy how like it's sad how he blew her off when she suggested it, and then straight went to call the other woman. The disrespect.
Yeah.
That's totally disrespectful.
Yeah.
And I hope they can work this out, because she seems willing. She doesn't seem like she's done. Mm-hmm. The other thing I wanted to bring up is when she says, "Is it fair for me to say you need to find a new job for me to feel secure in our relationship?" I don't think that's a wrong thing to say, because my marriage is more important to me than where I work.
Yeah, but okay. But if you're not addressing the actual root,
Right.
would he just go to a new job and end up in the same situation
Right.
again?
I agree with that,
Because
yeah.
his behavior has not been dealt with.
Right.
And like the actual problem hasn't been identified and fixed.
So I don't know where he works. I don't know where he works or what he does. So if, like, say that's not an option, where if he can't find anywhere where he can work the same position or make as much money, then go to HR. Go to HR, explain to them what happened. Mm-hmm. I had an emotional affair with this other woman. I'm trying to save my marriage, and I need to work in an area where I'm not around this person.
Right.
So you if your place is big enough where that can happen, do that. If not, then I would probably consider finding employment elsewhere, because your marriage is more important than where you work. It is.
Yeah.
It's more important, because if your career, your job is ruining your marriage,
it's not worth it.
Not a good place to work.
No.
The money is not worth it. And
like, there's actually people out there that think like if you don't sleep, you and straws.
The straw is a bad idea.
It's a very bad idea. You should just take it out.
Yeah.
That like, if you didn't sleep with the person, then it wasn't an affair. When like, man, like the damage, you spending more time with the opposite sex, like that's time and effort that could be spent in your marriage,
Right.
and you're choosing to spend it with somebody else.
Yeah.
Like, that is so damaging. So if you think that, like, that's not an affair, like, I don't know how people can justify that. Like, oh, well, we didn't do anything. Listen, you are spending a good chunk majority of your time with this woman on the phone. You're calling her in secret. You're hanging up if you know I'm coming. Like, how's that not an affair? How?
People just don't want to take accountability.
Yeah, yeah.
So I came across online a list of 20 important emotional affair statistics, right? So these are pretty good at statistics. I didn't read through them all, but I read through some of them. So an additional 20% of marriage couples are dealing with emotional affairs above the statistics for physical infidelity. So about 35% of wives and 45% of husbands report having emotional affairs, according to American Association of Marriage and Family Therapy. That, wow, 35% of what? 45% of men. That's almost half
That's almost half
of men
and then
are
we
having
wonder
emotional,
why the divorce
emotional
rate
affairs.
is so high. Like,
Wow.
you can't, there's so many things that you should be doing to make sure that this type of thing, like, doesn't happen. Like, if you feel like there could be a problem with this person, then you should take care of it before it even gets to that.
Yeah.
Like, that you can't wait to see them that day.
Right.
And, like, you seem to like being around them more than your spouse.
Yeah.
And, like, there's just, like, there's things, like, you should never be alone with that person.
Right.
Like, oh, can I drop you off somewhere or what? No.
Yeah.
No, like, you should never put yourself in that position with the opposite sex when you are married.
No.
It's just, it's setting yourself up.
Yeah.
And then honestly, then at that point, it's like, okay, if you were giving somebody a ride home, like, it's your word against theirs. There's nobody else in the car.
Right.
So, like, you could be potentially setting yourself up for a really bad situation.
Yeah.
So it's like, you need to think and be smart when you are married, because your marriage needs to come first. And
Right.
you're always
Yeah,
protecting your marriage.
I remember back when, not to get political on this, but it involves a political figure, but we're not getting political. Okay. So back in 2016, when Trump and Mike Pence were running, I remember a lot of people were making fun of Mike Pence because he stated that he would not ever be alone in a room with another woman. They were making fun of him for that. They're saying, like, oh, you don't trust yourself. It's not that he doesn't trust himself. It's that he respects his wife. And to not be alone, he's a highly political figure. I think he was a governor, right? Now he's vice president.
All you
running
would
for
need
vice president.
is one positioned picture.
Yeah, he's a high political figure, well-known political figure, and he wants to respect the sanctity of his marriage. So when it comes to having a meeting with a woman, he's not going to do it in a room alone. Anything could happen.
Yeah.
Right? So whether she says something or he looked at her a certain way and she took it the wrong way, it's just he's protecting himself and her too.
Yeah, in the marriage.
And to make fun of that, see, this is the world we're in.
Yeah.
And then men feel pressured to be like, all right, I guess I'll meet in a room alone with her because I don't want people to make fun of me for it.
Yeah.
It's just not good.
Because, like, I don't want to look like I think that I might screw around on my wife.
Right.
And that's why I won't be alone with this woman.
Having preventative measures does not mean that you're stopping yourself from doing something. You know what I mean?
You're preventing, like, many things that could happen.
Like if I'm on a roof, I got to tie off, not because I'm going to jump.
Yeah, it's like just in case.
So, all right. So the next statistic here is 22% of men and 13% of women have cheated in their lifetime, whether they were married or not. So, I don't know if I've read other statistics where men and women cheat at the same rate, 25%.
There's more women in the world than men.
Yeah. So this is from the psychology articles and information. Heart research, healthsearchfunding.com. So
I guess it's just one resource.
Yeah.
I mean, you could compare to others.
Yeah. And the feminists would love this statistic. We told you.
Told you.
Up to 60% of all marriages will deal with at least one form of infidelity over the lifetime of their marriage.
More than half.
60%.
More than half.
Yeah, marriages are in trouble. It's crazy. Like marriages are being attacked spiritually, physically, emotionally. It's bad. When couples are under the age of 30, they are at the highest risk of experiencing an emotional affair. Yeah, I guess it's because I would say that is because of like the internet.
Did that say in their 30s or under 30s?
No, it says here, when couples are under the age of 30, they're at the highest risk of experiencing an emotional affair. I would say because of the internet. The internet, men scrolling through Instagram and seeing their bikini photos.
Easy. Yeah, it's just so easy.
People, maybe people they know that they're friends with, they're posting bikini photos, and things like that. And this is where, I mean, as young men, you got to be careful who you're friends with, and sometimes to protect your marriage, if there is somebody that that you are friends with and they put racy photos all the time, unfollow them. And if they have the problem with it, that's too bad, because your marriage is more important than her feelings. If she wants to put bikini photos for other men to like, fine, but it's not for you because you got a wife. So these are some decisions that the young men need to do. You got to guard your heart, guard your heart. Yeah. All right. So about 3% of children that are born today are as a result of, you know what? Before I go to this one, let me go back, because I only addressed the men. I didn't address the women. Because for women, they're always seeking attention. Women aren't going around liking photos of the guys. Women are like posting, they post selfies. Not all women, but they'll post bikini photos. Even if they are in a relationship, they're posting sensual bikini photos for other men to see. And I would think that women, you need to be a little bit more modest. You need to be more modest, not a little bit. You need to be more modest, especially if you're in a relationship, especially if you're married. If you're married, any intimate pose or any revealing clothing, anything intimate like that is for your husband, and for your husband only.
Yeah.
And to post that out there for the world to see, that's when can cause some trouble. I
think it's a lot of, I mean, just in my small little world of mine, I know so many girls that use social media basically as like a dating site without it being a dating site. Like I'm just talking like Facebook, Instagram, stuff like that, when the way they're posting, you can tell they broke up with their boyfriend.
Yeah. Just
by the way that they're posting, they're back on the market.
Yeah, the photos are different. They start posting like self-motivational stuff.
Sexy clothes, and just starts posting like a ton of selfies all the time, and you can just tell, and it's just it always like blows my mind that people actually use, without it being said, like just using Facebook to, catch the eye of another guy.
People definitely use social media for dating. Definitely.
I have seen it a million
times. They're definitely doing that.
A million times.
Yeah, they're definitely doing that.
You can tell right away, so-and-so but must have broke up with so-and-so because they seem to be marketing themselves,
Yeah.
So that's it's kind of being used as a look at me over here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
newly
absolutely.
single.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so back to the one I was going to be talking about. So about 3% of children that are born today are as a result of infidelity. Holy cow.
3%?
Yeah. I mean, 3% is way too many.
Yeah,
Which often starts as an emotional affair. Yeah, so you start
it has
having
to start somewhere.
Yeah, it
like
does.
when you're getting to know someone, it's little interactions,
Mm-hmm.
you know, totally innocent conversations in passing, and then it starts to change, and then it
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
starts to change, and then it's more,
Yep.
and then
Yep.
then it evolves. Like
Yep.
it's just it has to start somewhere.
one person
So,
starts
Yeah, first
starts to
it-
see if
it
the other
has
person
to
is interested.
Yeah, like I'm gonna throw this out and see how he reacts.
Yeah.
Like I know he's married, but let me throw this out
Right.
and see how he reacts to it,
Right.
and then we'll go from there. Like you like fishing, like
Exactly.
yeah.
But that's sad. Can you imagine? Can you imagine growing up and finding out that your father is a man that your mom cheated on her husband with?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if the conversation would ever come up. Do you necessarily have to share that with your kid? I
Well,
don't know.
I mean,
I think
I
eventually
would want
they
to
would
know.
figure it out
Yeah.
as they got older. I think
Right.
they would figure it
I mean,
out.
I'd want to know, but still, like the emotional effects that can happen for a kid, because kids feel safer in a home with their mom and their dad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and to know that you're a result of infidelity.
That's a
I
tough
mean,
one.
that can definitely sting, and that's probably some therapy sessions.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's totally unfair to the children to do that, and to do this. Selfish. It's very selfish. You know. All right, so let's move on. So unless it is admitted, the vast majority of emotional affairs are never disclosed to a spouse. Most of the time, it is because emotional cheating is seen as real
Yeah, see?
cheating, like what you were saying.
Yep. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Because does it affect the other person? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Did it take away from your marriage? Yes. You chose to go out to the bar with so-and-so from the office instead of going home to your wife and kids.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like, yes,
Yeah.
that is cheating. You are choosing another person over your spouse, probably over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And you are giving them the time that you should be giving to your spouse. You're giving to them.
And
It's
I'll-
a massive disservice to your spouse and to your marriage and to your children. Period.
Right. I don't know if it'll say this in these statistics, but my assumption is, I think a lot of times where if it doesn't go physical, probably because the woman won't let it go physical, she just likes the attention and wants it to keep it that way. Where most men would want it more physical. Are there times where women want it more physical? Absolutely. But I think most of the time the men would want it more physical, where the women don't. They just want to just continue getting the attention.
I can't disagree.
All right. So, although men are more likely to have an affair, women are more likely to have a long-lasting emotional connection because of the affair.
Yeah.
Exactly, almost just like what I said.
Yeah. Yep. Women are more emotional beings than men.
Yes.
Men are more physical. Women
right.
are more
Yeah.
emotional.
If a man physically cheats and a woman physically cheats, she feels it more emotionally than a man does.
Yeah.
A man would it's just the physical. He
can
just wants
disconnect.
he just wants the release.
He can
Now, the
disconnect from the emotional part of that interaction.
Right. Now the red
Like-
pill, like the red pill community would say, you know, it's okay if men do that because it's just physical. They just need the release. Right? They still love their wife. Even though
No.
it is more physical for men than it is for women, it's still not okay.
They're supposed to be resisting the
Right.
temptation.
Exactly.
Because their wife and marriage is important
Yeah,
to
you
them.
made a vow.
You made a vow in
And
front of
sleeping
God.
with somebody else is breaking that vow. You know, even though you have no emotional connection with that person, you're still breaking a vow.
Yep.
Okay.
Many vows.
All right. So in a recent survey, 88% of women say they cared more about emotional infidelity than physical infidelity. That's 2 times higher than men when asked the same question. Yeah. See, this is what we're talking about, because a lot of times, okay, let's take 2 couples. One, the man cheats. The other one, the woman cheats. Mm-hmm. The man cheats. The woman wants to know, is she prettier than me? Mm-hmm. Right? With the one where the woman cheats, the man wants to know, do you love him? Mm-hmm. See, that's the difference. Mm-hmm. Right? So it is here. So I agree with this.
Yeah.
But because, like what we were saying, it's more emotional for a woman than it is for a man. For a man, it's more physical. Does not make it okay either way.
No. Either way, you are breaking vows that you declared in front of God.
So 56% of men who have affairs claim to be happy in their marriages.
Eee.
Because it's just physical for them. It's just a release. It's
Yeah.
just a release.
It's that temptation.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be able to control the temptation.
Yeah. I mean, these are crazy statistics. More than 60% of affairs start at work.
You don't say.
Most people will have an emotional affair with someone that they know.
You don't say.
The first video we posted, the CEO and the head of HR.
Yeah, they work
happens a
together.
lot.
They've probably seen each other a million times. They had
Yeah.
lunch at work, probably.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
little things, no big deal.
And when you go to
big deal.
and when you go to work, you're looking your best, right?
Yeah, you got to get all done
the women,
up.
The
you gotta
women do
your
their
makeup.
hair. They do their hair, do their makeup. They wear nice office clothes. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. Same thing with the men. If it's in an office, they're wearing a suit and tie, and they're looking their best, you know. And then he goes home with his wife. You know, she's in her pajama, hair in a messy bun. You know, things like that. And he's like, I just had lunch with this super hot chick, and I just come home with my wife who looks like she just
rolled out of bed.
Yeah, you know.
Not that it doesn't condone it, though.
No.
Give
no.
me a break. It does not condone it.
What if you're in love? If you're truly in love and you really focus on your marriage and you really spend time with your marriage, you can come home, see your wife in her pajamas and a messy bun, and be like, beautiful woman. Even if you had like a work lunch, even if you had a work lunch with your coworker and she looked gorgeous that day, your wife coming home with your wife in the pajamas and a messy bun, it like blows her out of the water, because you, as a man, spending time with your wife, taking out on our dates, constantly pursuing your wife, blocks out any other woman. Because you start to see your wife just new all the time, just getting to know her, not being on autopilot like we talked in our last episode, being on autopilot, having deep conversations, spending time, going on dates, you know, and looking good for each other, you know, more than once a month.
Yeah.
You know,
date nights. That's what.
Right.
You got to get all done up, on date night.
It doesn't matter what other women look like, because when you focus on your wife, she's number one. It don't matter. It don't matter what any other woman looks like, because your wife is number one. That's what you got to do in your marriage. Date your wife. And don't go on lunch dates with the beautiful coworker. Don't do that.
I mean, you're setting yourself up, man.
Yeah. All right. So, where was I? Almost lost my place here. Says people
For marriage to experience more physical intimacy.
I think I was number 10.
Number 10.
More than 60% of affair. Oh yeah, no, I said that one. Start at work.
11.
All right. Next one. It is not uncommon for a marriage to experience more physical intimacy. Let me say that again. Sorry. It is not uncommon for a marriage to experience more physical intimacy when one party is engaging in an emotional affair.
Huh?
So it says not uncommon for a marriage to experience more physical intimacy when a party is engaged in an emotional affair.
Oh, so the marriage gets more physical intimacy because he's getting turned on by the other woman?
Yeah, that's kind of, you know what this reminds me of?
No.
It reminds me of a scene from Married with Children when Al comes home with a blonde wig and he tells Peggy, put this on, and he puts it over her shoulder and brings her upstairs.
Oh,
That's what it reminds me of, right?
Put this on.
Yeah. So people who have been either divorced or separated at least once are 2 times more likely to have an emotional affair when those who have not been divorced or separated.
Read it again.
Okay, so no. It's all right. For example, if 2 people who end up together, married, who had a previous separation or a previous divorce, they're 2 times more likely to have an emotional affair.
Okay, it doesn't say why that is.
No. Well, probably because they've gone through breakup, they've gone through a divorce, they've gone through a separation. There's been disconnect before. Because there has been disconnect before, 2 times more likely to have a disconnect again. That's how I'm reading this.
Okay.
All right. So 48% of men rated emotional dissatisfaction as a primary reason they cheated.
Yeah.
So if there's emotional dissatisfaction,
You got to bring it up.
this is when you got to sit down with your wife.
You got to bring it up.
And you got to bring you. It's crazy when there is an issue in the marriage. No one says anything. You know when
And then they say, "Well, you should have noticed."
when there's
Just say it.
When
say
there-
it. Save us all some time and just say it.
yeah. So that with anything else, if there's something broken, you address it.
Yeah, you're like, this is broken.
You address it. You don't
Gotta
ignore.
fix
But
it.
when you're in marriage, when it's the most important relationship in your life, other than Jesus, you just ignore it. If there's a dissatisfaction, you got to bring it up with your wife, regardless how she's going to react.
Well, it's like in the last video we were talking about how you're trying to avoid conflict.
Right. So you're right. I know
you're
men are
gonna
trying.
have conflict.
I know men are trying. I know. So for the men, I know we don't want conflict. If you feel that your wife is gonna flip out, you got to let her flip out.
You just got to be ready for it. I guess.
Telling your wife that there's some dissatisfaction and having her flip out is better than going out and having an emotional affair, because it's gonna be worse.
Way worse.
Let her flip out. Let it marinate. Because then when she's done flipping out, she's going to want to be like, okay, what's going on?
How do we fix this?
So 2 out of 3 men feel guilty about having an emotional affair. Should be 3 out of 3. But
Yeah. So they don't feel guilty? Well, because they don't see it as an actual affair.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The blurred lines.
Yeah, the 1 out of 3.
Between
Yeah.
the people who think
It's
that
just
only
lunch.
physical affairs are affairs.
Yeah, it's just innocent flirting.
Right. That
It was
leads
just
to
lunch.
what? Even if it doesn't lead to anything.
It was just a kiss.
For a wife to know that her husband has like a work wife
Oh, yeah.
at work or something,
that thing,
or like
yeah.
there's this woman at work that like he talks about all the time. Like, so I'm talking like, even if it never got to that point where it actually got physical, it's still a major problem.
Right.
It's still a major problem.
Yeah.
Like, how 5 days a week or maybe more, and they're spending way more time with this person than they are you. But that's okay because it's not physical? No. No.
Yep.
No.
All right. 68% of cheaters never dreamed they'd be unfaithful, and almost all of them wish they hadn't done it.
Ah,
Good.
that's a good thing.
Good to feel remorse.
Yeah.
Just 12% of men say that the person who is the target of their emotional affair is more attractive than their wife.
Well, that's probably what caught their eye.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, she's cute, or oh, he's cute.
Here's the thing. I think a lot of times she might be more attractive, but a lot of times I think he might get better attention from her than he gets his wife. Gets from his wife. See, but this is just 12%, right? This is 12% out of all the other emotional affairs. So the other 88%, they're not more attractive. They're just getting more attention or better attention, or the other woman is more understanding. The other
Easier to talk
the
to.
other woman doesn't criticize him. You know, the other woman praises him.
Yeah.
Because these are the things we want from our wife. We want less critique, and we want more praise. Now I know feminists out there would be like, "What are you, children? We need to pat you on the back." No, we just don't want
children.
you. We just don't want you nagging at us and telling us what we do wrong every single day, because we don't do it your way. Just let us do it and appreciate our help. That's all we want.
Yeah. One compliment from a wife to a husband, it probably sits with him for like another 2 weeks. Like, it makes such an impact on him, his day, his mood.
It reminds me.
It goes both ways, but if we're talking about, you know, like, men need affirmation too.
Yeah.
Like, men need praise too. They need to know that, like, you respect them and that you notice what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know, because they're expected to do that for us.
Yeah.
But it's not expected the other way.
Right.
Because what is he, a child?
Yeah.
Do you see the double standard?
Yeah.
Like,
You know,
major double standard.
It reminds me of a scene from
Another scene
from this movie called The Family Guy with Nicolas Cage. It's
it's his favorite
Christmas movie.
Yes.
Where he's leaving for work in the morning, and his wife, who's played by Tia Leone, comes out, you know, pushes him against the wall, gives him a huge kiss, and gives him a slap in the bum. And he walks.
She's like, have a nice day.
And he walks away with the
So happy.
biggest smile. I'm telling you, that is a true thing that can happen. Like, look, my wife, she's not awake when I'm leaving for work. But if she did that,
have a nice day.
Hint, hint.
Oh, great. Now I got to wake up at 5 a.m. to
No,
give
but
you
I'm
a
just saying,
smack on the butt.
I'm not saying all you women. I'm not saying you women got to do that. But
It's just a
I'm
good
just I'm
example.
just telling you the effect of doing something like that. You don't have to do that when he's going for work. You can do that when he's leaving to go hang out with his boys. You know, going on a hunting trip or going on a biking or kayaking or golfing, or is going to pick up basketball or something. You know, if he's going to go do a hobby or whatever it is, you do that before he leaves. Telling you,
Cloud 9.
He'll build you an addition. You want a new addition? All right.
He'll finally fix the car.
Fine. Well, I'll redo the kitchen. All right. So, where are we? So, even when physical infidelity occurs, 3 out of 4 men spend at least a month.
What the? It's like a fruit fly in here. What the heck? I'm telling you.
All right.
Sorry.
Even when physical infidelity occurs, 3 out of 4 men spend at least a month developing an emotional connection before having sex for the first time.
Yeah, see, it's like it's slowly over
men-
time, and
men,
it
if they're-
starts somewhere.
Yeah, men, if you're having an emotional affair, when that 1 month hits, leave. It's going to turn physical.
No, don't have the emotional affair at all,
Right.
because that's where it leads.
Right.
Period.
So only 30. I sound like I'm from St. Louis. 34. Only 34% of women who had affairs were happy or very happy in their marriage. That's interesting.
Well, it's because they were looking for attention somewhere else.
Yeah. But it's crazy. You're
Feel like they're not getting something.
But you're very happy. If you're happy or very happy, why do you want the attention? It's probably
because it's never enough.
You know what I think it is?
It's never enough attention.
Even though they're very happy in their marriage, you know what I think it is? The other man was very, very attractive.
Yeah.
Very attractive.
So it's just like physical attraction.
Yes.
Mostly
I think
on
that's
the
what it is.
women's
I think
side.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
I know men are more physical than women, but I think in this case, I think it's because the man was very. If they're happy in their marriage, come on, it has to be that reason. Or the other guy was rich.
Oh.
There is a direct correlation to the amount of money a spouse makes to their likelihood of having an emotional affair. Men and women who bring home a majority of a household money are more likely to cheat than those who do not. So what this is saying, if like say both work and the man's making more, he's more likely to cheat. If she's making more, she's more likely to cheat.
They
Now,
feel like they have the keys. They control the where the relationship is driven.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to say this about stay-at-home moms. I don't know if that's included in this, or if this means just when both couples work.
Probably because I don't make any money, so how can I compare? Like how much you make and how much I make when your money is my money. I don't. Now
there is a study. There was a study. I think you were telling me. You were telling me about. I think when we went to that marriage conference and you were just the women. And weren't they talking about if a man is at work, he's and then a beautiful woman is making like a presentation. It's hard for him to focus because the woman's beautiful.
Oh yeah, because of like her figure or whatever.
Yeah, that's not cheating. That's just men are visual. Now, if he started to like think about that woman all the time. And talking to her and start talking to her.
So it's like basically like men are going to notice when a beautiful woman walks in the room, period. They're like, you can't, it's just natural.
Yeah.
But the problem is anything beyond that.
Right.
Like this beautiful woman walked in the room, so you just have to go talk to her. No, you don't. You can just think, wow, she's gorgeous. And then move on with your life.
Right.
It's what happens after that.
Don't say that in front of your wife.
They're going to notice the gorgeous woman that just walked in the room. It's just a given.
Something like that for men, something like that needs to be a fleeting thought.
Yeah.
It needs to go in and out.
Yeah. Like, oh wow, she's pretty.
Anyways. Nothing you say you don't say it out loud. You don't say it near your wife. It's just a fleeting thought. You just move on. You'll probably never see that person again. That's it. So that's how it needs to be. You got to lock in on your marriage. All right.
Lock in.
So I wanted to go over those. I think those were some pretty good, interesting facts. The only thing about the cheating, I think it's more, I got to find out where that other study is, but I think it's 25%. Men and women cheat at the same rate.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
All right. So we got a couple of videos that I wanted to talk that talk about emotional infidelity. So
here we go.
I'm going to tell you like this, because an emotional affair doesn't start with sex. It doesn't. It starts with a connection, deep, emotional, and intimate. That kind of connection you should actually really have with your partner. It's like however you look at intimacy, because what is it really? For most, it's not just physical. It's feeling seen, heard, understood. It's sharing your fears, your desires, your goals, your dreams, your secrets with someone else outside of that partnership, outside of that relationship.
Yeah.
What we were saying.
Exactly what we were saying.
It's all those things should not be happening.
Yeah, it doesn't start physical. It starts about sharing intimate thoughts with each other.
See, and then there's like the whole conversation that needs to be had about like, should married people have friends of the opposite sex?
Yeah.
Which
is a big no-no. And some people will say, why?
Oh, why? Because you don't trust him? That's what I get every time.
No, you got to have boundaries in your marriage.
You have
it's good to have boundaries. Boundaries does not mean control. It means you're protecting your marriage.
Yeah.
I'm not controlling her. I have boundaries. I'm not going to control her and tell her, you got to stay within those boundaries. I'm going to tell her, these are my boundaries, and I hope you respect those boundaries, because if you do, you respect me. And they're not ridiculous. It's just that if her ex-boyfriend hits her up on Facebook and wants to talk to her on the phone, I wouldn't want that to happen. That's a
Which
boundary.
That actually was a situation.
Yeah.
And can I call you? And I said, yeah, no, my husband's not going to like that. And literally have not talked to him since.
Yeah. I'm not talking about boundaries like,
But the same goes
I need
for
to
him
know,
too.
I need to know where you're going, what you're wearing, where you're going to be every second. No, that's controlling. That's not a boundary. Okay. So
Right.
a boundary is just like, hey, you do this. You know, I'm not going to feel comfortable. If you go out with your friends and you're wearing, skimpy clothes, I'm not going to feel comfortable. That's a boundary.
Yeah.
That's just respecting how your man feels.
And the same goes in the reverse. So if your argument is that he's trying to control me, then the argument also has to be that I'm trying to control him.
Yeah.
Because it's literally the same.
Yeah. Because we're trying to
there are boundaries around our marriage that we share together, and there are expectations.
Yeah.
Within those boundaries.
Because it could definitely prevent an emotional affair where if somebody at work, if I worked in an office, I'm in the trades, not a lot of women in the trades, but I have worked with some women in the trades. But if like one of them want to be like, hey, I wanted to come here and grab lunch real quick, want to come with me? No, I'm good.
I'm good. See, and I am massively confident that that's exactly how that interaction would go. And I feel bad for women who do not trust their husbands to react that way.
Yeah.
I can say with full confidence that that's exactly how it would go. I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff because we have understood boundaries.
Yeah.
And we've been married for a long time, and we have both respected those boundaries the entire time.
Right.
So there is a level of trust because of, the past and what we can refer to, this is how we do it and it works.
Right. Right.
And trust.
Boundaries are good, people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go on to the second and last video. Well, mostly our third because the one in the beginning. But anyway, last video.
Can I recover from an emotional affair? Because it stings to know our partner chose to have an emotional connection with someone else. And the simple answer is yes, you can recover, but it takes work. And one of the many steps it takes is taking back the emotional connection that your partner found with someone else and bringing it back into your relationship. We don't cause emotional affairs, but we can fix them by making sure that our current relationship is one that is open to connection and emotional intimacy, so that no one has a greater awareness of your partner's emotional world than you do. When we take time to connect on that level, we not only recover, but we emotional affair proof our current relationship when we take back that emotional connection and we reclaim that between ourselves and our partner. That is step one to healing from an emotional affair. For more tips like this, check out the
Yeah. It's great what she said to bring that emotional, back into your relationship. So anything intimate, anything I want to talk about, I got to talk about it with my wife. I'm going to talk about with some female at work. I'm going to talk about some female at work about how I'm feeling. I'm going to talk about the only thing I'm going to talk about at work with another female I work with is work. I'm not going to talk about anything my life or emotion or anything like that. That's for my wife because I want to have that emotional connection only with her, with no other woman.
Yeah.
And I think you can, and I feel like an emotional affair can be huge, but I feel it's more kind of like it can be a very small affair, which can definitely be fixed. I do believe you can come back from it.
Well, yeah, she's saying that it's going to be work.
Yeah.
And I think that means that, like, whoever the person was that had the emotional affair needs to be constantly showing the other person that he's not that person anymore.
Right.
And that he's, like, 100% invested in the marriage, and he's not going to have time for any of that crap anymore. And he's going to be handling situations much more different, you know? And, like, you know, when it comes to, like, doing the work, you know, trust is so hard to gain, but so easy to lose.
Right.
You know, like, it's so hard for me to trust you again if you've hurt me.
Right.
You know, but, like, the second you hurt me, the trust is gone. Boom.
Right.
In the snap of a finger. Gone.
Right.
So it's like you might need couples therapy, and like, you have to be showing the other person that you're serious about fixing it.
Right.
And that they can trust you again. And that is not going to happen overnight. And it's going to be a lot of work.
Yeah.
A lot of work. That's
definitely,
what you got to be ready for, the work.
I think the best example is, bring up another movie, is there's this movie with Kirk Cameron called Fireproof. It's a great movie. It's a couple where they were just really, really at each other. They lost that emotional connection, and they just argued all the time. And she worked at the hospital. She started having an emotional affair with a doctor. And Kirk Cameron's character just realized, you know what, I got to get my marriage back. And he started to change. He started going through this book called Love Dare and started making sacrifices and doing things for his wife to gain her trust back, and to gain her love back, and to gain that emotional connection back.
The work.
And the biggest sacrifice he made is all this money that he was using for a boat, he used it to buy all this equipment that his mom needed for you know, because she was having dementia or something like that. She needed all this hospital equipment, and he sacrificed having a boat to help his wife's mom. And that was like and she noticed that, and she's like, what changed? And you know, and that's how he gained it back. He just gained it back because in the beginning, the boat was more important than his relationship. Mm-hmm. The boat was more important. And he started to realize the boat is nothing. My wife means to me more than a boat. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think you bring that emotional connection back. I think you can fix it. You can come back from it. I think a physical affair, it can be harder.
That's a whole nother level.
Yeah, it can be harder. I do feel people have come back, and people have come back from it. Mm-hmm. The red pill will call the man a simp if his wife cheated. And you just don't know every story. You don't know.
Yeah. And you can't, if something's broken and, you know, there's two people in the scenario and one person doesn't want to admit that it's broken or doesn't even see that it's broken, then you can't fix it together.
Right.
You know, so it's like, but if both people, you know, are willing to put in the work to fix whatever happened, physical or just emotional,
right,
then it's your marriage. It's worth it if you think you can, that you're both finally on the same page and you can move forward from here, both fixing it.
Yeah.
You know.
Right. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. I really hope you guys got a lot out of this. I think this was a good episode.
This is a good one.
This was a good one. I really hope you guys got a lot out of it. So make sure you follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok, and we have a joint account on Instagram. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell and the like button. And we appreciate you guys, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yep.
Peace.
Peace.